What's up, guys? Sorry about that. I was trying to fix my headphones, but today is the first episode of Minecraft, and we are going to be naming the world Nom Nom. And we are allowing the cheats on in case I don't know. I changed the time zone in here one time because it was dark and I didn't have a home built. I was just getting cobblestone, so Um, yeah, I fixed that part, and I actually have a list here of like 3 things that I actually tried recording this before, but it didn't work. I didn't have an editing software downloaded. Sorry about that. My hair's in the way. So I didn't accidentally delete them. I deleted them on purpose because I was like, oh, I can't edit them with this. Um, and you guys will be able to see the pin bar or whatever, and can't do anything about that, so you guys can see what time it is and what day it is. And right now it's 1:20 in the morning. Um, so the first thing I wanted to talk about was YouTubers. I actually got inspired to start doing a Minecraft gameplay when I started watching some YouTubers. I watched T Martin, but he played, the only ones that I saw were GTA 5 gameplay and K-pop. She's funny. I seen her Sims 3 Hunger Games, which is kind of like a Sims or a Hunger Games that you have to modify for Sims. And as you guys saw in the beginning, I had a lot of horses where I spawned at, and yeah, and I tried a cheat for Set Home because I was playing Bapcraft earlier, and I don't know how to play Bapcraft very well, so if I go somewhere, I actually exit the game completely. I head back to the title screen, and then I go into Bapcraft, and then I go back in and play. That's all I know how to do. But yeah, there is a little bit of a lag on here. I'm sorry about that. But I have an old Dell laptop that I just got today from my sister because she upgraded her laptop. So she got the new, I think it's a Toshiba. I could be completely wrong. But yeah, it's an old Dell. It has the pause, play, fast forward, rewind, and stop, and then the volumes right underneath the mouse, but it's laptop, so sorry my throat was getting dry, but and I also watch, who else do I watch that plays games? I watch Downrange Gaming and Old Good K Games. They're good. And who else? And as you guys can see, I found red sand, and I haven't played Minecraft in a year or two. So finding red sand, if you guys have seen it before, I haven't. I've seen it when it was updated at like 1.5 or 1.2. I think it was 1.2. And I don't have any mods installed because I don't know how to do it. And my brother isn't here, and he's like a computer whiz. And I have Minecraft in the background right now while I'm recording this, and this is what it sounds like. That's all I hear, and it's a little creepy. But I was going to talk to you guys also about what happened yesterday Friday after my mom got home. Because today is Sunday, and this happened on Friday. But my mom got home, and sorry, it sounded like she was coming, and you guys don't want to hear her sing. I will leave you guys out of that. But Friday there was an accident. My mom made some pizza, and my family's completely fine, but my mom made some pizza rolls after she got home from work, and all of a sudden we heard screaming and stomping because we live in an apartment complex. There's 3 levels, and the stairs and the hallways echo, and they're very thin wood that's between our wall and the hallway. So we heard some stomping and some people screaming, "Call 911, somebody got stabbed." And I look out there and I seen some guy running down, because it's 3 stories. So I seen somebody running down into the basement, which has a door, and then you walk upstairs and then you walk out the door to go outside, or you can like turn 360 and go upstairs to go to the second level, which has balconies. The basement level doesn't, because it's in the basement. And the third level, it has the roof, and it has, I believe it's 3 flights of stairs if you don't go downstairs, but you just walk in the door and go up. And then if you go downstairs and go back up, I don't know why you go downstairs, but if you did, it'd be 4 flights of stairs, and each flight has 7 stairs. So it's a lot of stairs to go up if you live on the 3rd floor. But it took like 10-15 minutes for the paramedics to come. They came with an ambulance, 2 fire trucks, 3 cop cars, and they took them good 10-20 minutes to, I guess, get the bleeding under control. And so once they did that, they had the chair, and our stairways are really narrow. Like, we were moving in here and hitting our elbows and fingers, and we cut ourselves all over the hand trying to move in. So they took the little bed thing on wheels. I don't know what it's called off the top of my head, but you guys probably do. I think it's called the stretcher. I think that's what it's called. And I'm thinking of the backboard as the stretcher. The backboard makes your back stay straight for, like, if you have a back injury or spinal injury. But they took that down the stairs and got her upstairs, and they covered her in a white blanket and took her off. And then 5-10 minutes later, it wasn't that long, I heard screaming in our hallway, and I heard the people across the hall say, "Go inside, lock your doors, because he's not welcomed here anymore." So police came legit 5-10 minutes later, and it was a completely different officer. He came and he, like, did all this, and it was like 7 at night that the paramedics and the firefighters and the first set of police officers came. And at like 10 o'clock at night, the woman who got stabbed came back. She lives on the bottom apartment, or she lives in the basement, and she came back with the people who live right across the hall. Apparently she lives right underneath them, so they're like BFFs. So she came, and usually our hospitals here, it takes like 3-4 hours just to get looked at, and then you're sitting there waiting another 3-4-5 hours. And we also have a state trooper that lives in our apartment complex too, which is kind of cool because their cars look cool. And I know how long it takes, because in September of 2008, I think, 2008 or 2009, my family had a house fire. If you guys don't know, my family consists of my older sister. Her name is Little Orphan Annie. Well, that's not her real name, but that's her name on here. And I'm gonna call her Loaf, because Little Orphan Annie is a really long name, and Loaf stands for Little Orphan Annie Friend. And she's the oldest, but she's the shortest. Like, she's 4'11", but she swears up and down she's like 5'1", and I'm 5'4", and I can see over her. Then we have my brother, and his name is Stretch. He's 5'11", and I'm creeping up there at his height, and as you can see, there was a little bit of lag. And then we have my mom. She's like 5'7". She's short, because I'm like hitting her height. I'm at eye level now, but I'm still 5'4". So we had a house fire, and actually that school year I had the scariest teacher that I've ever had at my school, and I only went to school 33 days that school year. Out of like 180 days, I only went there 33 days. And like, she would throw books across the room. She would, everybody would hide under their desks because they were so scared of her. But luckily the next year, I got a really nice teacher, but the last 3 months I got impetigo because I got poison ivy, and then my brother went to the hospital because he broke his collarbone, so he had to have surgery, and two things that hospitals had mixed into my impetigo, or the poison ivy, and it created impetigo. So that was not fun at all. Like we went straight from urgent care to Walmart, and I seen my neighbors there, and they go, "What are you doing? What happened? What's wrong?" I was like, I couldn't even pronounce the word, and at like school it was pussing and everything, so I went to I know the story is all over the place, but it makes sense to me. But at school it was pussing, and I went to the nurse, and she said it might be impetigo, but I didn't know the word, so I went back to my class and I gave the teacher the note that said I'm dismissed from class, and so she would know. And I'm new to Minecraft, this version, and I didn't know if you broke a cobblestone with your hand that it wouldn't give you the block. So this is what's happening right now in the video. But yeah, it was like the last 3 months of school of 5th grade, and you always get a shirt once you complete a dare in my school district, and you get your, what is it called, your school yearbook, and I couldn't have anybody sign it because I wasn't allowed back at school unless I wore long sleeve shirts and long pants. So I didn't go back to school that school year, and I hated it because like that was the best school year I've ever had besides I think 3rd grade. But yeah, and my school district composes of like 8 or 9 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, a hall that is for specifically 9th graders, that when I was still in school, because I was homeschooled from the middle of 6th grade till 9th, and then I'm going back to school this year into my sophomore year. So it was actually a middle school when I went there, and they only had 2. They built a new elementary school and middle school, so now the middle school that I went to is called a hall for the 9th graders, and then we have 1 high school in the whole district, and it's for 10th through 12th graders. I'm getting short of breath and my throat is getting dry, but yeah, that's all we had, and I dropped water all over my face. This always happens. Ugh. But sorry, I had to wipe it all over my face. But this school year is my first school year back, and all the people, like, the 2 middle schools are gonna combine, and so everybody knows, like, the 9th grade, you make friends, and then, like, the 10th grade, you know who your somewhat true friends are, and by, like, 12th grade, you know who your true friends are. So, hopefully all my friends still remember me, and, yeah. So, I'm nervous because I moved into an apartment complex, and I don't know anybody here. And there's, like, we're in the 2-bedroom apartment complex, and I've seen, oh, this is where I tried resetting the, I think it was spawn point or the time, and I had to stop it and Google how to do it, because, you know, Google has everything. So, yeah. But I also, before the video ends, still have like a good 7-8 minutes, I wanted to talk about the military, because my sister Loaf is in the military. She left for boot camp December 9th. She had to go to MEPS to get something. I don't remember what. I think it was like her orders. No, she gets that in BMT. I don't remember what she had to go get. But we went to MEPS. She had her fiance at the time, and she had me and my mom. My brother had to work that day, so yeah. And sorry, I'm watching a TV show and it's funny. And I say a lot, just so you know, but she left the 10th, if I remember right. It was either we went there the 8th and she left the next day because we had to go to a hotel to drop her off, and then they'd catch a shuttle, and they'd shuttle her to the airport, and she'd fly to the base that she is going to have her BMT at. So, my sister, I don't know if she'll let me say this or not, so I'll just tell you guys that I'll just not tell her which military, like if she's Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard. So when we went there, she graduated February 4th or 6th. It was one of those days. But we left on a Monday and we got there, I think Tuesday or Wednesday, with her fiance, me and my mom. And in her Mazda 3, that was her trunk was completely packed, so her fiance says. And so I had my suitcase, his duffel bag of clothes, his his special uniform with me in the back seat, and I was cuddling my suitcase as a pillow. So and I'll say "oh" a lot, just so you know. But yeah, we drove down there because she was gonna have it as her car when she was done with the BMT, whenever she would be able to drive. But instead we drove it back home. But while we were there, it was freezing cold. Like, we got there on, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, and it was okay. I was in sweatpants and a Walmart knockoff Ugg boots, and I was comfortable. And then, like, the day that we seen her graduate, it was freezing cold. Like, we sat there for, I think, 3 or 4 hours. It was like an hour before we seen her. 2 hours, maybe. Right here, it was a little bit of lag, so I was trying to get some wool for a bed, which I actually got the wool. I just need to make the bed now. But we seen her graduate, and like, I was in a really thin, like, pants that were really thin, the knockoff Ugg boots, a V-neck, a short sleeve V-neck, a tank top, and a Kohl's jacket, and it wasn't that thick, but my sister's fiance was in full uniform, so it was really warm. And then my mom, she was in pants, her shoes, and a really thick winter jacket. And people were cuddling with strangers because it was that cold. Like, this family of, like, mom, dad, and their daughter were sitting in front of my mom and her fiance, or my sister's fiance, Ginger, and they were sitting in front of them, and the blanket just barely covered, like, a kneecap, and I was, like, cuddling with my mother, and some older woman sat beside me on my left, and in those bleachers, like, once you sit on them, it's ice cold, your butt is numb. And right before they started the ceremony, the coin ceremony, I went to go get a blanket, and there were no blankets left. Like, when I say no blankets, I mean 0 blankets. There were none anywhere I could see, and the lines were legit out the door. Like, they didn't want you standing in there, because we tried sitting in there waiting for my mom because she wanted to donate blood, and they said you can't crowd the hallways, even though one of the boot campers was crowding the hallway. And so after that, we went and got something to eat, and we went in the BX, and I went to the bathroom, and my mom came in, and I was like, I can't button my pants. Like, I can't feel my fingers enough to button my pants. And she goes, okay, just lift your shirt, I'll button your pants. So she buttoned my pants, and we went on. The next day, I put on some really, really, really thin skinny jeans and sweatpants, some All-Stars, which is Converse, whereas some people knows Chuck Taylors, and I wore a thick winter jacket as well as a V-neck, a short sleeve V-neck, because that's all I brought. because my sister said it was hot down there, so I didn't bring any long sleeves. I was like, it's Texas, it's hot. It was not hot at all, like not even a little bit. So we went there and we waited 2-3 hours maybe. And my sister's fiance Ginger, he was in the military, the same the same that she was going into, like the Navy, Air Force, the same branch that she was going into. He was like, oh, they have them go back to their dorms and stuff like that. They did not make them go back to the dorms. You had to tap them out. And we didn't know that, so we just trusted Ginger, and she sat there, and some guy that she didn't even know how to tap her out, and we had to go hunting for her. And then we got to see her dorms, or the I don't remember what they call them, but I think it's bunkers. No, it's not bunkers. I cannot remember what they call them. But that is the end of the episode. We will pick up where we left off. We still have 30 seconds. But I seriously cannot remember what that was called.